And exactly the same again. If the punch is coming in, but you've been distracted as you step back, you've got to fire that technique off. Both left. Still keep it, just okay, nice and feet together. Jen?
Yeah.
Good. Right, so non-verbal. I don't know if it's gone on to you. Let me just put myself on screen. Spotlight, right. So, okay. So non-violent postures. As you know, Wing Chun stands in a square stance anyway. Although it's square, I'm mainly focused on my shoulders. So if I have one foot back and one forwards, I'm still square. So I'm not in a blade position, I'm not in a fighting position, but I'm here. Naturally, if you're talking, hands will be moving. You know, occasionally you might fold your arms, you know, don't have hands on hips. You might kind of be like this, etc. Which is great, but at that point, if it kicks off, that's the point you could get attacked. So what I just want to explore is, say, for example, we were in this position, someone's talking, yeah? And it kicks off from there. The best defense initially, obviously I know we tried to do a simultaneous attack and defense, but would be to try and meet that, probably almost like a double view or an elbow and a view. So you're going to go, punch is coming in to my right, here. So on my blade, you say, is blocking that hook, and I'm then going to slam in with an elbow or a forearm cross. Does that make sense? So what I like to do, if you just, when you once you get into position, kind of, you're just talking like this, yeah? It doesn't matter which arm is up, which one is down. If you never talk and if you never stand like this when you're talking, we'll look at some other postures that you may do naturally. If I'm talking, occasionally I will be like this, yeah? Or I'll have my arms folded, yeah? But we'll start with this one. And what I want you to do from here is imagine, you're going to do both sides anyway, so I need you guys to be ambidextrous, as you know. From here, imagine the punch coming in. I'm going to do this slowly. I want to drive forwards with a view to block. It could be a punch, or it could just be another block across. Think of a forearm, almost like a forearm smash across the chest. If it was very, very aggressive, obviously you'd apply that to the throat, wouldn't you? You'd go up higher. So from here, all I'm going to do is say go. I just want to drive forwards. Just reset. Just driving in. Just getting used to both sides being able to blade block. Like I said, if you feel more comfortable from here and attacking, that's fine. But you're only giving yourself a very small surface area to connect with. If I use my almost like an elbow, almost like a reverse cup jump this way, as I step in, I can hit a big area, and that's just getting contact. This is just saying, okay, it's kicked off, something's happened, and I've just got cover now. I've covered the punch, I've got connection here, and then we can decide what to do from there. Does that make sense? So in your own time, this position, block and strike. Just reset. Punch is coming in, view to block. It's almost like a double view, really. You're trying to connect with your forearm across their body. Do a couple on the other side, just chatting, and then driving in. So if you can imagine a situation, just whilst you're kind of practicing this, You're not sure if it's kicking off, but you should be kind of aware anyway. You should still be aware of your surroundings. Someone's giving it a bit of verbal. If you thought it was going to kick off straight away, I'd expect you to be in this position. You know, you're covering your bases. I've got to come around you now to come in. But so that, you know, you're saying, hey, just, you know, calm down. You know, what's the problem? Talking. This is how I'm standing, and it kicks off from here. I've got to be able to react. Yeah, got to be able to react. Either side. If I'm a bit too slow with that, so I'm here, and the punch comes in, but I'm distracted. So I don't know. They might say something, and I look, and then the punch is coming in. What you'll find is that I may have to do this with a step back just to cover that. Chances are then, if they've just thrown the punch, but not stepped in, what would have hit them across the chest won't, but I'll still have contact with their arm. So from here, thinking for yourself, Matt, in all honesty, in your line of work, you could be talking to somebody just like this. Yeah? And then it kicks off, you know, for whatever reason, it just happens. So it's a good drill to be able to go from here, something happens, and you're blocking, or from here, and you're blocking. So I want to work both left and right. If you need to step back because you're being distracted and you're driving, I want to cover that initial punch. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah. Let's come around and have a look at you guys. You got any questions, Matt?
No.
No, does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Let's see if it would make sense.
Yeah. So it's just giving you that initial. It's just giving you that a bit of contact to begin with. Okay. Owen, I'll come to you. Any questions?
No, not really.
No. So I know it depends on how you talk, but if you have got one hand here and one here, it's just that initial talking. But if you don't talk like that, we're going to go through some other scenarios anyway. Evening, John.
Evening.
You all right?
I might have fallen asleep.
Is that what it might have been?
Yeah, it might have been.
Okay. Right. I'll just recap what we're doing.
Right.
Initially, so we're just looking at the use of abuse out or double abuse out from a position of as you call it, a non-violent posture. So I said to the guys at the beginning, Wing Chun has a square stance anyway, mainly focused on the shoulders. So if I was here with one leg forward, I'm still in a square stance.
Yeah.
Here. Okay. When people are talking, they either talk arms folded, hands on hips, up here, etc. Yeah. If you think it's going to kick off initially, chances are you'd be in this position as a guard.
Sure.
What I want to look at doing is you're talking with somebody, you're kind of would-be aggressor, but you're talking and you're just having dialogue with them. You know, something might be kicking off, but you don't stand here in a fighting stance. You're just talking to them.
Okay.
And then what we're doing, okay, is that the punch is going to come to your right. You're going to step forward with a busai with your right to block the punch. Then also fire another busai forwards, but at an angle to cut across the chest. So you're aiming to hit them in the body.
So like
yeah, almost like a forearm. But you're driving. If it was very serious, you'd aim for the neck.
Yes.
If it wasn't so serious, it's going to kind of go across, I suppose, clavicle, pec, and sternum.
Yeah.
So you're here and just driving in. Resetting, other side, and just driving in.
Okay.
If that collapses, if you're saying to the guys, if you're distracted, okay, so you hear you talking, and then something catches your eye, and at that point they throw the punch, you're then going to be able to do the same technique on the back foot.
Okay.
Okay? And obviously, I want that to be done on both sides that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep, okay. Just a couple of minutes on that, and then what we'll do is we'll go around you guys and we'll see how you naturally, if I can see how John's standing right now, is that maybe how you naturally stand when talking?
Yeah. I think so.
Yeah? Okay. What I would say, okay, guys, I'll just put John on so we'll move on to the next thing of this. See how John's standing right now. If that's how John naturally stands, so Matt, see how you're standing now, one hand there and one hand there. We can also look at that. Okay, so John, because you've got your arms crossed and one's under the other, very, very easy to get trapped.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you keep your one hand in front, maybe put your other hand that's on your bicep, maybe on your lat or on just on your body. So it's other side, yeah, so it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, so from this position here, I want you to now be able to do the same technique, driving that buceau or the double buceau forwards from an arms folded position. Yeah. So I'll just put myself back on, I think. There we go. So what I just said to John, because when he had his arms folded, it was crossed here. If someone was to kick off now, I'm not saying you couldn't do the technique, but if they pin your arms, you're going to be struggling. But if he was just here, he's at least got a chance. So what I want to do, arms folded. Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's left or right. It's going to be the same attack. Punch is coming in, like a sucker punch. From this position, I want to be able to step forwards and meet that with a view. And a view. And again, you're going to cut them across the chest. So from here, and then driving. Here, and driving. If you put your hands the opposite way, you should still be able to do the technique. It's coming in to your right, and you can still do the technique. And exactly the same again. If the punch is coming in, but you've been distracted as you step back, you've got to fire that technique off. Both left and right. Okay. Next point. We'll talk about being distracted. You're standing in a position, okay, so I know Matt will come to your position shortly, however it is you're standing. And then Owen, if you've got a preferred one, hopefully it's not like this with your hands in your pockets, with your headphones on and your hood up. Anyway, if you are too late, you've been distracted and you're seeing this punch right at the last second, chances are you're going to have to step 45 out of the way, and you'll probably end up covering this way. Yeah. So rather than driving in and meeting, or having to step back and meet, it may be that you now have to step 45 to get out of the way, just to get that contact. So that buceau is still going to go forwards, but in a 45-degree back and meet that punch. If it was really coming on tight, in all honesty, you'd probably end up having to cover, which is never ideal. To reinforce a target is not perfect. If I'm having to reinforce here, I'm still going to take a dig, and then it becomes very scrappy. So if it's a late punch, you're going to have to still try and go forward with this rather than covering. Worst case scenario, you'd have to cover, take that, you just have to take that shot and then take it from there. Does that make sense? Yeah? So I want you to practice the three variants from the two hand positions. This one here, forwards, back, and late just covering. And obviously do that both sides. Forwards, back, and then if you've got to cover, you've got to cover Keeping the chin down, obviously. Take it and then take it from there. Okay, so in your own time, just have a quick go of those two. I'm going to add some more kind of non-violent posture after. Making sense, Matt? Yeah? Okay. That's it. I'm sure there's a dance track for that somewhere. With that one, John, could you draw the view off your hand that you've tucked in, or is that it's just too late?
I'm thinking of they're pretty much on top of me already.
Okay, yeah, okay, perfect.
So it'll be
Yep. Okay. Owen, any questions?
No.
No? Okay, good. Right. So, put myself back on. Okay, so this time, looking at how you guys have been standing whilst we've been doing this talking. Very quickly, hands on your hips. I know you're just having that conversation. Yeah, and you're aware that it's kind of whatever's happening is escalating. Just to reiterate, if you knew straight away it was going to kick off, well, this looks more aggressive. You know, if I said to you which is more aggressive, this one or one of these. Okay, even talking, hands, but I'm still aware of something that may happen. So what I want to do now is the same three variants from this position. Punches coming in, driving forwards. When you do the drive, try to cross your arms for one, and think of this Busai that you're blocking the punch with is very aggressive. At the same time, the Busai that would perhaps go across the neck if it was needed, or the one across their chest, you're driving forwards with this. So one's blocking and one's striking here. And again, that's a variant one going forwards. If it's going back, I've got to get that cover, haven't I? Works off both legs, and then if I'm too late, I've got to cover. Okay, so I'm going to start from this position this time, practicing both sides. And then the variants are going back. And then worst case scenario from here, having to step out of the way, and either cover, take the dig, and then move forwards. Okay, well done. Keep going. Any questions, Owen? No, good. Matt, any questions?
No.
No? Okay, Matt, while I've got you on screen, can you understand the logic behind the non-violent posture and how you're standing now seems to be natural for you? Yeah? So all of a sudden then something happens, you need to be able to react from that position, which is what we're looking at. Okay?
Yes.
Any questions, John?
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
I sort of favour one of my legs.
Say again, sorry?
I kind of favour one of my legs, depending on which
Going
one.
backwards. Okay.
No, so stepping forwards as well. So for this one, if I'm going left, I tend to try and step my left leg to get that angle.
Yeah, okay.
So trying to step with the right, maybe, or would that be? Is that best?
They would both work. Again, because you're driving in, aren't you? I guess when you're stepping back, you need the support on your back leg, don't you?
Okay.
It would still work. You're still driving your view forwards. Remember, I'm throwing like a hook through you, yeah, and you're then having to step back and block that. So obviously, if your leg's behind you, gives you a bit more structure. Yeah. But obviously, worst case scenario, you step back with the wrong leg. You just step back with the wrong leg, and you've got to deal with it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, then, guys, do you have any other ways that we stand? Okay, so we spoke about if it's going to be kicking off, we're here. We've got arms folded, hips here. Yeah, if it was going to kick off, you were somewhere, please don't have your hands in your pockets. Don't think, yeah, I know my chop socket, that's what you call it, isn't it, yeah? Don't be that kind of that brave. Okay, I want to look at some big gross motor movements to add to the next part. So we'll look at the initial one. You've stepped forwards, you've caught the punch here. So imagine now you can kind of visualize the punch has come in, I've connected it, and I've kind of made contact with them. If I didn't think it was that serious, I might want to push them away. So as I did that connection, maybe that'll really push and force them back. If it was very, very serious, obviously going across the neck would give them a stun, and it gives me some time. What I'm looking to do now is the punch has come in, I've stepped, I've got contact, and their chest is here. So I've got contact on my forearm. From here, what techniques could we do? If you call them out, and we can just go through them.
Sorry.
Wow, everyone at the same time, that was brilliant.
Tanda.
Tan, okay, so you've got here, and what you're going to do is turn here.
No, the other way.
There.
Mate,
because of their next punch.
Yeah, potentially.
Yes, they've thrown him. So if you've stopped that, but you've hit me, yeah, you're saying from here, there's going to be another punch potentially coming in.
No, there's a better technique than to do Tanda there, to be honest with you. You could do, what's the one where you grab them at the back of the head?
Mangensao.
Mangensao, yeah.
Okay. Yes, good. So Mangensao, your neck pulling hand. A couple of things with your Mangensao. What I would recommend, and again, we do this slowly. When you guys are back and we can partner this up, we can really explore these things. You've stepped in with, let me go back just a little, you've stepped in here. What I'd recommend you do, in all honesty, the hands hit the chest, I'd drive forward with the palm. I've got control of this arm anyway, and then I can pull them in. Yeah, so think about the attacker, they've come in, I've hit them, boom, here, right? And then if I put my fingers into their face, they're going to be more concerned about my fingers going in their eyes than their next punch.
Yeah.
So if you are going to do your neck pull, your Mangensao, as you step in and you've hit, drive that, even if it's just towards their eyes, so you can get round and then pull them in. Got that control. Yeah. So, does that make any questions on that? Okay, so practice You've got 3 variants now, plus 3. So your starting position will be here, here, or here. You've got your forward attack, where it's happening in, drive, pull. Make sure when you pull and do your mangenso, your elbow stays low. Don't pull them up here. There's nothing. Don't pull them with your arm up here. When you pull them in, think of almost pulling your bicep, pulling them towards you. And also, you probably have small step in a beam on. There'll be another technique to follow. So your variants again here. Drive, mangenso. Sides, drive. Fingers in the eyes. Pull. Having to go backwards. Obviously, worst case scenario is if you're having to go from here, you can still drive that palm up, but it may be that you drive it up and come through with a punch, to be honest, because I don't think you get your mangenso off at that point. So obviously your starting points, here, 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 and go through that drill. Matt, with your arm, with your palm strike, think of it as a palm, or think of putting all your fingers just towards their eyes. If they can't see you, they don't know what you're doing. Yeah, that's it, just like that. So that you just, and then you just pass it round and then pull it in. When you pull it in, make sure that your elbow comes right back. So it's like you're flexing your bicep. Yeah, that's better. And if you need to do a Bumar back, just give you some momentum and do so. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, John? Oh, I got your arms folded.
I don't think so.
That was more like a foot side then than a double view.
Okay.
That's how it seemed, energy-wise.
Well, I'm trying to strike with the
forearm.
Forwards, I thought.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's
I'm
cool.
trying to
I was just
sideways almost.
yeah, okay.
The hand over the shoulder almost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
There. Back.
Yeah. Okay. Owen, any questions?
Really?
No. Okay. Good. Yes. Any questions?
You know, am I unmuted?
No, I can hear you.
Oh, you can. You know when you hit with the palm, like from the beginning, the first one, is that going towards the chest?
Yeah, no, you're not hitting a palm. You're almost like a forearm across the chest.
Forearm across the chest.
Yeah. Let me just show you because you're slightly. Let me just show you once more. So what you're doing, okay, you're in a non-violent posture, so you're not kind of in a fighting stance or bladed. You're here. Depending on how you're standing, how you're talking, could be with your arm, just talking here, could be hands on hips, could be arms folded. As something comes in, the punch is coming in, you're stepping to do a view, it's like a double view, but I'm trying to hit them across the chest with my forearm whilst blocking the punch. Here.
So it's like a...
Okay. Okay, guys, good practice on that. Right, next bit. What else could we do? Let's explore. So it's kicked off. Okay, our starting position is here. Palm Mangense was good. What else could we do?
Good one. Just right there. Turn, then you could go.
Okay, how about a kick? If the person attacking, a step through with a punch. Yeah, it's just they're just coming through, so they step through. So now that punch has come in, we've caught it here. Block the punch on the outside, hit them across the chest. So you can still drive to the eyes. What I'd probably recommend is still that drive to blind them, as in they can't see, and then coming through with either a kick, depending on where their leg is, or maybe a knee.
Different.
For the partner, this is a lot easier to kind of to go through. But once you think of using, if you take away their structure, it's a lot easier to kind of control what's happening. So I want to now look at your specific ways of doing this. Here, yeah, just talking, driving through, and then I probably step through with their leg. If I was to drive against or towards their eyes, nothing wrong with a stump. Stepping through, maybe a knee to the inner thigh, depending on how they're standing. Does that make sense? So again, go through those permutations, going forwards, back, kind of worst case scenario from the different talking points. Got that connection. Legs, so depending on where the leg is, drive that hand towards their eyes. Maybe they can control this arm. Step through. Knee. Move. Stomp.
Maybe
Starting from a non-violent posture.
actually here. See it.
Okay, we're going to add one more posture to the list, and then we're going to just work through those just nice and slow. I've seen people, something I used to do all the time myself, stand like this. Yeah, I'm not being confrontational, but I still have to be able to move very quick. I would have my distance anyway. It's not ideal to stand like this, but you'll see people talking and they will be like this and they can get sucker punched. Ideally, your hands are up. It might be that you're talking, you're kind of relaxed, and then talking again. Again, from here, same. The punch is coming in. Drive. Drive. Yeah, and like I say, you've got your palms, mangense, or from here, you've got that control. Still drive towards their eyes, to block their vision, and kick. So I want to go through those in your own time. This position, this position, this position, this position. Okay, in your own time. Any questions, Owen? No, good lad. What are you thinking, Matt? No?
The kick would be good, but it depends how big.
Yeah, of course.
But
yeah,
I think, I don't know. In this one, and then obviously you can do that, and then
there's lots of lots of options from that one. How do you find you naturally stand, Matt, if you're talking?
Sometimes like this, and sometimes like this.
Right. Okay. Okay. So it's good to have. It's good to have those, or that kind of cognitive connection between those stances, and then something kicking off. Yeah. And it's just neural pathways really. As you start to do them slowly and work it when we're back into the unit, and we can do this with partner work. We can explore this more. But I think it's a solo drill, just very good to stand naturally and then expect something to come in. So it'll give you that, almost like that flinch response to the something happening. Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions, Jen?
I think so.
No? Okay. How do you naturally stand, do you think, arms folded?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. I like the way you don't cross your hands no more.
Oh, I bet I will.
You probably will. I probably will. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Yes, any questions?
Not as such, really.
No? Okay, no, it's fine. Doesn't have to be.
I mean, I might sometimes stand like this. Or
Okay. Do you think having your arms out like that might be confrontational? If someone was...
you may come across.
No, I'm just asking, yeah. Okay, let's ask okay then, guys. So just a quick question. Do you think, okay, so someone's in your face, and it's like this. Confrontational, yes or no?
No.
No.
No? What if I turn my hands out? Yeah, Matt's a good dance. If I could control the flicker from the air, I would. Yeah. Personally, I would think that's quite confrontational. It's almost like that, bigging up your chest thing. But if you felt comfortable like that, then try and work that situation from here. But it's quite a big movement. At least if you're here, you've got quite close, whereas theirs would be quite low. Anyway, okay. Last one on this then. So I'm going to give each of the starting positions a number. Yeah. So if this one's going to be 1, and then 2, yeah, 3. Was there another? Yeah, those 3. Yeah. So we've got a 1, 2, and a 3. Those are going to be a number. So all I'm going to do is call out a number, 1, 2, or 3. That's how I want you to start. And then I'm going to call out a different strike. I'm going to try and work out how you can apply that strike. Thinking of big gross motor movements, so don't think of small, tiny ones. So for example, if I said 1, so everyone should get into the number 1 position here. And then the attack comes in. Okay? What I'm going to ask you to do now is deliver an elbow. Right. Okay, so you just have to think about that. So which is fine. So I'm going to say 1, deliver, elbow. I'm thinking what we did before, eyes, mangense, elbow. Okay. So position 2. Okay, attack comes in. Faxa. Have a think. You just wanted to move like them to be able to get that in. Me personally, from this position, I'm just thinking driving it again. Bridge the nose to the neck, but maybe they'll have to step to be mindful of their second punch. So it's in, here, drive. Okay, good. Position 3. Okay, attack comes in. Palm strike. Easy. Okay, so palm strike and maybe palm again. Here. Good. Okay, what I'll do, I'll go to each of you. So we've got positions 1, 2, and 3. Each of you can choose a starting position. We'll say go, and then the person that's on screen will choose the next attack. The next counter. Yes, like I just did, I went 3 here, palm strike. So the person on screen will choose the next bit to that. So John, I'll come to you first.
Okay.
So which starting position do you want?
May as well do the one I'm in. 1.
Number 1. Okay, so everyone in 1 starting position. Okay, attack comes in. Okay, what counter do you want?
Knee, I guess.
Knee, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And against, did everyone just do their knees once more for me? Good, okay, just the points, just reset, just the points on your knees. Let me just put myself here. When doing your knee, I don't think anyone did, but obviously you're small on the screen. When you deliver your knee, make sure you stay in a good posture. It's very easy to try and drive that knee and lean back. If they catch my leg, or they move, or they push my shoulder, I've got no stability at all. So if you are delivering a knee, just like the Wing Chun stomp kicks, my posture's good. So if you're doing a knee from whatever position you're in, keep a good posture, don't lean back. Try to get extra force. Again, if you're catching a knee on the inside of the leg, it's just a stun, isn't it? You can come across and then fire something else. So just be mindful of, when doing a knee, you've got good posture. Okay, right. I'll come to Yaz. Starting position. 1, 2, or 3?
I think 2. We'll go for 2.
2, okay, so hands on hips. Okay, attack comes in. Good, right, what's the next attack? Yes?
We can do a fuck.
Okay, Faxa, cool,
Yep.
Easy enough. Okay, just reset and do that again in your own speed, own time. Okay, good. Right. Owen, I'll come to you, mate. Starting position.
3.
3. So hands are down. Okay, and the attack comes in. Right, what's the next attack?
Kick.
A kick. Okay, good. And again, just do that once more. Thank you. Okay, then Matt, starting point.
Number 2.
Number 2, so hands on hips. Okay. Attack comes in.
And then
Okay, what are we looking for? What's the...
thinking rolling jump.
Okay, rolling jump, sort of like uppercut.
Yeah, from here.
Just hitting, okay, so it's coming in.
Yeah, from here. It's rolling.
Would you do that with that hand that you blocked with?
Well, I suppose it's either or, because I know you've got to cover the hook coming in, so it'd probably be better to do it with. But I'm just thinking, if you've got your hand across the chest, you might have to lose that contact to come through. It might be easy to roll.
Yeah, off the hand that's done the block.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just straight across, unless you
And I
can.
think then that would then give you cover for the other punch.
Mm. Well,
Yeah,
that's,
so if you let me just put myself on screen.
That's good, yeah.
So imagine the punch has come in, and I've caught it here, I've blocked it, so I've blocked the punch here. If I'm then going to do an uppercut with this one, when I turn or step, again, I could use this hand and hit them across the chest to distract them. Yeah?
right,
If I
yeah.
for the next punch that could come in, I can distract them straight away, step in, and hit them. Yeah? So always thinking of distracting or kind of getting fingers in the face, stepped in. Fingers up, that allows me to cover any additional punch coming in. I can step through and hit. Yeah, so we start at this point, it's come in, blocked. Hand in the face, cover as a step, and hit. Does that make sense? Okay, there's a few options there. I think there's more to explore on this. I've actually got to write this stuff down, things we could work on. Obviously, it's nice to do with partners, so that's something to explore a bit further. What we'll do, I'll give John a break on swimming today today. Let's quickly finish on our swimming today, guys. All right, so feet together. A good basic stance. Just relax, Marco. Centre left on top. Relax, left hand side. The shoulders relaxed around the Rusa. Elbow drifts out or back. Relax the wrist. Keep it on centre. Keeping the elbow low. In. Forwards. Rusa, keeping the centre covered. Or back. Thumb is tucked in. Relaxed forwards. More forwards. Relax, drive palm to your shoulder centre. Palm again, don't extend your shoulder, cover centre, or back. Right hand side, thumb tucked in, elbow low, driving forwards. Your intention is forwards. Stopping point. Rotate, reset. Elbow drifts out or back, keep that centre line covered. Relax, forwards. Mindful of your shoulders. Keep them in place. Keep them relaxed. More. Shoulder, centre. Second section driving down. Left, right. Sharp lift. Strike at the back. Set the gums out. Left hand on top. Or facts out. Right on top. Roll into jump. Tap. So, jut. View. Gum. Slice out. Left hand, shoulder, strike. Right, shoulder, strike. Left hand, rotate the elbow again, Tan, Hunsa, lift. Repeat. Tan, Gam, Tan, Hunsa, Bum, Tan, Doctor, Bum, Tan, Doctor. Gam, and on top, pull. 1, 2, 3, 3 punches. Open, Hun,